everyone, welcome to the session of English again. In this session, we'll continue with the chapter Prepositions. In this session, we'll discuss part 3. In part 1 and part 2, we have discussed many prepositions and their uses. In this part, also, we'll discuss some more prepositions and their uses. So, first preposition here that we have is along. Along is basically used with something which is going in the same direction, long, or towards the end of something. When something is in parallel of something, we use along. For example, the flowers grew along the both sides of the river. The man is walking along the railway track. Now the man is walking towards the end of this track, from one end towards the end of this particular track to the other end of the track. So he is going towards the direction of the track. Therefore, we use along. The flowers are growing at the both sides of the river, parallel with the shape of the river or parallel to the river. Therefore, we have used the word along. So, along is a preposition which is used when something is going or when something is on the parallel side of something from one end to another. Towards. So, there we use along. Now, let us see some other preposition that is around. It is very simple. Around is basically a preposition used when something goes round to something. Here a word comes round. So you can see this airplane. This is moving around the earth. As we see that the moon moves around the earth. As we see the planets moves around the sun. So when they moves around the sun, we use around. For example, the planets rotates around the sun. So it is around. The baby is running around his mother. So around means making a circle of something. So that is the preposition which is used. So this is the preposition around which can be used when something moves around something. Now let us see some other preposition that is towards. Now there are two prepositions. One is towards and other is to. We'll discuss this as well. Now we have two things. Destination. Sometimes it is defined. For example, we know well that where are we going. Sometimes it is not defined. We are just moving towards something, but we don't know where to go. Now we know this. We can see this asteroid. It is coming towards the planet. Maybe it is Earth. Now it is coming towards the Earth. Maybe possible it goes some other direction. Maybe possible it will go to some other direction. The things that are far from us, and if they are coming close to us, we can say that they are coming towards us because we don't know the exact position where they will stop or where they will go, where they will reach. So this direction, in direction of something, when we see going something in direction of something, we use towards. For example, the asteroid is coming towards the planet. But maybe possible it will change its position. They are going toward the farmhouse. Suppose we see someone going toward a farmhouse, maybe possible he don't reach the farmhouse. In fact, they will change their way. So it is just towards, in the direction of something, not exactly there. Because when something is not close to that point, we cannot conclude that it is going on the same position. I saw him going towards the bank. Maybe possible he did not go to bank, or he has not gone to the bank. Maybe possible he went to some other place. So towards is just in the direction of something, not exactly on the position, not exactly on the destination that is defined over there. But if something reaches or something is going on the particular destination, on the defined destination, there we use preposition to. For example, if we see this kid, if we see this child, he's going to school. Now it is well defined because he has a bag. He is on the path of the school. He is very close to the school, and we know well that this is the time of his school. So this states that he is going to school. So let us take the name of this boy as Jiansh. So we can say Jiansh is going to school. So in this manner, when the destination is defined and it is proper, we can use to. But if the destination is not defined, it is not clear, we cannot conclude where that thing strikes or where that thing goes, where that thing reaches, we use towards. Now we have another preposition, that is against. Now against again can be used in three manners. As you can see this box and this is stick, or this bar, this oval shaped stick, it is standing in support of this box. So when something stands, first case, when something stands taking support of something else, taking support of something else, we use against. For example, do not stand against railing, you may fall down. So in this manner, we can use against. It can also be used in, now this one is first case, now this one is second case. When something is opposing to something, when something opposes, or when something, when we oppose something, we use against. For example, I am against terrorism. or she's against his brother. So in this case, we use against. Against can also be used to show the opposite side of something. So in this way, we can use against. Now let us move to another preposition, that is in or at. Now for a place, we have two types of places. One is a bigger place and another is a small. Now what is the difference between big place or a small place? Or how do we identify a bigger place or a smaller place? Now if something is actually situated in something else. Now if we have two places in one sentence, in single sentence, we can identify which place is big and which place is small. In that case, for example, I can say, I live at Lakshmi Nagar in Delhi. Now, in this case, we have two places. One is Lakshmi Nagar and another is Delhi. We know very well that Delhi is a bigger place as compared to Lakshmi Nagar. So we can write I live at Lakshmi Nagar in Delhi because we know well that Lakshmi Nagar is smaller as compared with Delhi. But if places are individual, it means the bifurcation is not given. If both of the places are not given in a single sentence, then what? In is basically used when something has boundaries and when something has no boundaries. When something is only a particular thing, then we can use at. For example, at railway station, at platform number 2, at hotel. Now because at reception, only a particular thing, particular place. But for house, we can use I'm in home. But whenever we say I'm at home, there is at home because home has no boundaries. Home, when we are at home, it means we can be at any place of home. It doesn't matter that we are only in the particular room. At home means we have a target that we are at home. It doesn't define our exact destination. But if I say I'm in the bedroom, it means I'm only within the boundaries of that particular room. Also, if I say for a village, I would say she lives in a village. Sentence is correct. But if I say, if I know the name of the village, if for a village, if we know the name of this, we use at. For example, she lives at Rasna. Now, Rasna is the name of a village. So we can write at. She lives at Rasna. Now, let us see some more prepositions. Again, we have in, on, and at for time. I've already told you about on and in the last session as well, that for short time durations we use on, for long time durations we use in. But whenever we have clock time, we use at. For example, at 2 o'clock. In January. On 15th August. Our India got independence on 15th August. In August. In 1947. So in these manner, we can use at, on, or in for time. Now, since or for, we have two types of time. One, we have time with units, that is countable time. And another that we have is uncountable time. Now, what does this mean? How can a time be countable or uncountable? Countable means whenever we have units with the time. For example, if I say 2 days, so days are the units of this two. Suppose I write 2 days. So 2 and days. Days are the units of this word two. 2 hours. Again, we have units. We can count now 1 hour and 2 hours. But if I say morning, now do I have units over here? No, it is only written morning. Morning is uncountable, it is a particular time. It's not countable. We cannot count morning, 1 morning, 2 morning, no. But hours, days, these can be counted 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hours, and so on, because it has some units. Morning has no unit. So in this case, when the time is uncountable, we use since, whereas when time is countable, we use for. For countable time, we must have units. Now, for a particular year, we use since. Now, for 22 years, since 1923, since 1995. So, for some particular time, we use since, but for countable times that we can count, that has some units, we use for. For example, for a long time. We also use for with the phrase for a long time. Now, for is again used with for 2 hours, for 3 hours, for 5 days, for 3 years. So in that case, we use for. She has known me for 5 years. I have been reading a novel since 2 o'clock. Now, clock, 2 o'clock states the clock time. I have been doing this work from this particular time. The time has no unit, it is not countable. Therefore, we used since over here. And for is used for countable times. Now, if I say many days, I will use for before it, for many days, because days are countable, though they are infinite in numbers. This that we have already discussed in the chapter of countable and uncountable nouns. So days are countable. That's why we use many, and many is used with only countable nouns. Therefore, we use for many days. Now let us move to the next preposition, that is from. Now, from is something that when we extract from something. For example, find out the answers from the given passage. Now, from is something, from is used, the preposition from is used when something is picked out from something. There we use from. Also, we use a preposition from in to. Now, from is basically used with to show the limit of time. For example, she will be absent from Monday to Thursday. Now, here we have a limit that is from Monday to Thursday. So, here we can use preposition from with to. So, from and to shows the limitations. Now, let us see another preposition, that is during. Now, during is actually used to show the span of time. For example, if I say, she was not at home during the party. Now, in the time of, or at the span of time in which the party was going on, she was not home. It means she was not there during this particular time. So during shows the span of time. There we use the preposition during. Now let us see another preposition, that is after. Now after can be used to show the position, to state the time. For example, I'll go after lunch. She had come before 2 o'clock. My home is after the bank. Now, as you can see in this image, this is a bank. Now, this house is after the bank, or this house is before the bank for this boy. Now, this boy is moving towards it. So, this house is before the bank for him, and this house is after the bank from him. So, here in this manner, we can use after and before for time as well as for position. After means something over it, over something, ahead of something, and before means behind of something. We have already done the preposition before. Now up, when something is going upward direction, in upward direction of something. The ball is on the up direction, and here we can see down is coming downstairs. Now she is running downstairs, or she is coming downstairs. She is coming downstairs carefully. When something moves in the downward direction, within is actually within the boundaries of something. For example, complete this project within a week. Now, within means in the limits of the time, in the limits of the week. It means we know well that our week begins from Sunday to Saturday. Now, this is a week containing 7 days. So, within a week means after Sunday but before Saturday. So, in this particular span of time, this is called within. Within means in the span of time. Now, we have another preposition, that is of. Of shows the part and origin. Part and origin. Position. Of something. Now, of is used as this. For example, the wood of this table is very expensive. Raj comes of a royal family. It means his origin is from a royal family. The questions of this exercise are very easy. So it shows the part of something. Now we have with when something is attached to something, when something is in possession of something. For example, I am going with my cousin. She has attached a letter with Rakhi. So with shows the attachment of something with something. Now by. In case of by shows agent of doing something. Now, how we do use by? If some work is done by someone, for example, if I write a sentence, now this word is written by me. So, I'm the agent of doing this person. So, the sentence is written by me. By also shows when we use it with the means of transportation. For example, they are going by car. Is going on a trip by car. Now we should use by car, not by the car or by a car. That will be incorrect if I write like this, by a car. This is incorrect. We should write by car, by bus, by train, and so on. But for foot, on foot. So, whenever we use preposition by with any means of transportation, we should not use any article in between. It should be by car, by bus, by train, etc. Now let us move to the another preposition, that is about. About is used to show something, stating, or something giving information of something else. For example, we can use about like, I have no idea about him. It means I have no idea of him. So here we can use about. So in these manner we can use these prepositions. Now we'll do some questions based on this in the next session. Thank you very much.